Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Smite Pro League. Gandhi, joined by DM. It is Titan versus upcoming stars. How you been, buddy?
How is E3?
Well, this is low. You definitely are deaf, is what I figured out. Everyone is in agreement here, dude.
No, but like the monitor is so high, I hear myself like peaking.
God.
On this mic, you can't hear anything.
E3 was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
E3 was awesome. A lot of Smite presence there.
Yeah.
Xbox One baby, he's growing. You know, he's turned into a flower.
Dude, I played it again recently. I had a lot of fun. The community's getting better, but man, they're gonna feel it when the PC kids start switching over.
Yeah, well,
Those builds.
enough of the Xbox. It is PC time here. So Titan versus upcoming stars. Upcoming stars starting to trend up, right?
Yeah.
In the middle of the season, they started to take games off of the big boys, but now they find themselves going up against Titan, and Titan's kind of been this team who never gets the credit, right?
Right, never. Second at Worlds, they're still considered underdogs.
Even from us. Like, we're like,
Go Fnatic.
yeah, right. It's like Fnatic versus Titan. We're like, well, you know, Fnatic's really good, and then Titan, you know, they're okay.
Titan beat them.
Amazing.
Titan beat them at Worlds.
Yeah.
That's what it is. They beat
so
them
good.
in the big set. That was the 3 out of 5 set too. That was
Yeah.
the important set.
That was the big one.
But like we constantly underestimate these guys, and honestly, I
Hey,
think
we
they're underestimating themselves. Comfrey and Ataraxia having that role swap. I wonder if it's going to keep.
I think it is.
You think so?
I think Ataraxia takes it.
One more
Perfect.
month.
One more month?
One more month. They're switching back.
But to what? What are you going to do? Oh, you think Ataraxia will go back into the...
Hunter, and we're going to see Comfrey go back into solo.
Well,
One
why
month.
would you do that if you're seeing success, though?
We'll see.
Okay, so that's my thing, right?
We'll see.
You don't change things, okay, if it's
We're
working.
going to bet. There's a bacon, egg, and cheese, right? And then if
From
you...
Kuzi?
What? Wherever, right?
Okay.
We'll do the bacon, egg, and cheese, and if I win, then you just have to give the one you owe me to Bart so I don't have to do it.
Deal.
There it is. P's and B's?
P's and B's. In just a second.
Come on, production. You're making us look ridiculous.
Oh, man.
Eric.
Yeah. You know.
Blame Adonis.
Yeah, hashtag blame Adonis.
God.
Titan will be wearing blue, upcoming stars in red. That will be giving Sausage the counter pick option if he so pleases, and Ymir gets taken out immediately, and that's how you know we're in Europe.
What's funny is it's almost the other way around, right? That's he's banning his own god.
That's true.
But a Wheelish, Athena getting taken away. Will we see a first pick Ares?
There's no way.
I mean, Sylvanas is still on the board.
Sylvanas is
Bologna.
definitely very strong. Giannis.
Yeah.
Giannis, who's been getting...
Hey!
What is with it? What?
It's Kanye. He's
Okay.
got two gods. One of them he banned himself, right? Like, yes! All right, Titan. All right, upcoming stars option here. Bologna, absolutely guaranteed here.
Very, very strong.
And Isis, okay.
So, upcoming stars already. This screams one thing and one thing only. Early game aggression.
Yep.
Isis destroys early on. Bologna, well, if she's in the jungle, she can win the game for you early on as well. Could see an invade come out. Definitely a lot of synergy there already with this team comp.
Titan option here. They're going to have 2 picks, probably looking for their mage here. Poseidon actually on the table here. Not the best matchup against Wingust, but if he catches her out of position, it's a guaranteed kill. But Agni, the safe pick. And Apollo, again, the safe pick. Tons of early damage, tons of late game damage, and of course, one of the best ultimates in the game for anyone.
So, does Ataraxia acquire Apollo, or does it go to Confrey?
I would assume that this is going to be Comfrey. Ataraxia, I think we're going to be looking towards more of a warrior comp. Ares, while very tanky, doesn't have any escapes or great control to get himself out of danger. They're going to want another frontliner.
How weird is that to see Sylvanas get picked up that late?
6th.
Dude, nuts. So, again, you know, Sylvanas, upcoming stars is looking for this game to be done by 25 minutes.
And I love the fact that upcoming stars didn't pick it first or second. It's very unlikely we'll see Ares in any other role but support, and they know that they're not going to pick it. So allowing them to get Bologna Isis, which they favored, and getting Sylvanas before the ban phase is strong. We're looking most likely for the Hunter here. Still a lot of choices on the table. Hunters weren't hit very hard aside from Neath Apollo, and there's pretty much the entire meta to be taken here.
And that was a hellband.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
That's a hellband.
Okay.
I guess they were afraid of the Ultra team healing comp.
I would have been really excited to see a hell pick if I were Titan.
Right?
Yeah, just...
I mean, Sausage does play a lot of hell, but...
They could even counter with another mage. I mean, picking Chang'e into that hell matchup, I mean, that's a guaranteed win.
And that would have made you happy,
I would
right?
have been in heaven.
Yeah.
But they're looking for their solo laner here on the side of Titan. Again, probably going to be a warrior. Although I don't know if Ataraxia has those mages.
Have we seen him play
He plays a lot of hunters.
Yeah, he plays a lot of hunters. I'm not sure what else we've seen out of him, but Hunbat's going to Repicas there. Thor was taken out, and that's going to be a Hu Yi.
Okay.
So that is definitely an Apollo solo lane. There, I don't think you can go Hu Yi into the solo lane.
I don't know, man. Hunter's Mark has great potential for poke.
Yeah, but the problem with Hu Yi is his early laning phase, right?
Yeah,
you need to just get him out.
His clear is bad.
Once you get him out of laning phase, then it's, oh, here's the mark, and I see you for 15 seconds, and I'm doing extra damage, and now you die.
Well, Upcoming Stars knows that they're picking against the Hunter here. What would they choose to go into? They do have Bellona for possible counter picks as well, but it's more than likely they're going to be picking their solo laner here.
Has the option here. I guess, yeah,
Okay.
Chronos.
So,
All right.
kind of like the same matchup here. No matter what he fights between Hou Yi or Apollo, he can trade with them in the early game in auto attacks, maybe not as effectively. Late game can trade very well, and then we'll have slightly better clear overall depending on who he fights.
Well, Chronos looking at the Upcoming Stars roster will be able to kind of just jump right into the middle of the fight. I mean, there's going to be so much team setup composition already.
The issue
I mean,
is, how is he getting there?
Very slowly, right? He has that option. You got the Spirit Ball coming from Isis, and then Bellona jumps in, and then Wrath of Terra.
I think you misunderstand. I mean, literally, how is he getting to the fight?
Oh, yeah, true. He will be very slow.
He's going to be in the solo lane versus Apollo, right? No, Ataraxia is going to take him to the solo lane. Okay.
Say what?
So this is something new to us. I don't think we've seen Hou Yi in the solo lane, or at least not effectively.
No.
So I'm very interested to see what he's going to be bringing out here. And I like the build. He doesn't go stacking. He goes directly into a short bow. Now, this could be obviously one of two things. Iqbal, of course, very strong in the early game, but won't be taking power away from Chronos, or he can go into Oboe, which would give him the clear that he needs.
Yeah.
So either way, ooh, this is why I love watching Titan. Although, Pretty Prime for I think the second or third time this season has done this start of the Soulstone, and I just hate it. It's so unsafe.
How? I guess he just feels safe versus the Isis. I mean, he is Agni, right?
Well,
and it does have natural synergy with his abilities.
You also have to remember, though, that it's the next... Let's read it here. Hitting an enemy with a basic attack, which includes creeps, will store some MP5 at 5 souls, which is what he gathers for a hit. His next ability cast consumes them and is at plus 30 magical power. If there's ever a position where he uses that on Noxious Fumes, he wastes the passive.
Wow. So... they are going to do a 3-camp start here.
On the right side.
And Pretty Prime's not even starting off with the red buff here.
Oh, I like this. Although, if you're going to start Soulstone, I imagine the red buff would be a pretty important help, right? Or I guess, actually, I don't know if that would stack.
I'm not sure.
Because it's technically on the activation. It doesn't give you 30 power. It doesn't affect your in-hands. And with that, Repicas immediately going to rotate out, and Ataraxia is going to go right to lane. So a little bit of a meta switch here. I like the.
Well, so what's beautiful about this is that Hunbats and Agni are just going to shove that wave instantly, split the experience, and go straight to red buff and get it at around 55 seconds. Yeah.
They're going to get both camps there, and they have more than enough time to do so.
Oh my God! Even Kanye and Comfrey rotated for this.
All right, if there was ever an argument to stop ever underestimating Titan, that meta start right there would be it.
Yeah.
That was brilliant. They force split, which isn't super great in terms of like efficiency, but Repicas with Bomba's Mask is getting maximum gold for that. Pretty Prime hitting level 3 on that wave now has a chance to go get his other back camps. That's a huge advantage for him to start the day off.
But across the way, I mean, they do find themselves down a little bit of experience so far.
Well, you have to remember the timers, right? Yeah. Those 2 timers are going to come up at the same time, and they still have... he hasn't gotten his back camps yet. He still has the left side. So they could go do this, have Repicas back for free, and look at Pretty Prime. Going to throw the Flame Wave over the wall here. He has to be very careful about his positioning. Hand of the Gods. Oh, no, he's just going to hug it. Yeah. 1 auto attack. And is that hand 1 or hand 2? He has hand 2, which means it will be up for the mid camps. I am so enamored. I'm such a fan of this game. I love when the game is as interesting as possible. And I don't think you'll find many people who have said the current meta is extremely enticing. And to see them changing it in the early game so much, to get so much more experience and control and safety and protecting the fact that, remember, that Soulstone is one of the worst items in the game from level 1 to 5. Yeah. But once it becomes less about that 100 health that you're gaining and the sustainability, it becomes a really big advantage. This is the first time I have ever seen Soulstone used where I'm excited that he picked it up. Pretty Prime really shaping the meta here.
And Pretty Prime now, he hit level 5 by 2 minutes and 20 seconds. So that's going to give him 2 bombs at these mid-Harpy fights.
Bombs.
That'll be 3?
That's 3 bombs. Whew. He gets 1 for the activation of level 5, and then every 20 seconds. There's the first one. He's got another one coming up now.
And Pretty Prime, he was really hoping that Repicas would end up hitting that Fear No Evil, but he got level 5 just a little bit too late.
They somehow don't gain the advantage in creeps there. Mid-camps are coming up, and with Titan's, I guess, slow aggression, they're not going to be able to fight for both. Guaranteed left going to red, right going to blue.
Kanye Life really just needs to give this one up as well. He has no reason to even go for it. I mean, it's Sylvanas and Medusa going against Apollo. Yeah.
Sylvanas hit level 5 off that. They need to take that advantage right now, pressure Kanye Life, and get him before he hits 5. Never mind. Never mind.
So, looking at it, since we haven't touched on it yet, Watcher's Gift coming up for an Ares, who we most obviously always see him run Mark of the Vanguard, where across the way Sylvanas actually going Mark of the Vanguard here. Is that just because he's assuming that the Ares is going to be super aggressive?
Well, I mean, he should be, right? That's what Ares does. But with the Mark of the Vanguard, this actually says to him, listen, your chains and your flames are both doing 5 less damage. In fact, the flames actually do 10 less damage because of the percentage application as well. Now, this is really smart for Kanye to not be aggressive because utilizing the Watcher's Gifts puts him in a position to gain more gold and just extra sustainability, and that's the key here. Despite the fact that without those mid-camps, he is behind in experience, the gold difference, he's ahead by almost 100.
Yep. So the level disparity here in the solo lane definitely goes in favor of Hu Yi, a.k.a. Mr. Ataraxia, as he has gone back, bought in Ichaival as well, and so he will now go into his boots after that.
It's going to be Ichaival, and it's strange to see him tanking this up. He should have let the Gladiator in sooner. By not doing so, he tanked up a lot of damage from the archers he didn't need to, and puts himself down about 400 health, which can hurt. I mean, if Kronos rushes you down, he can find 700 health pretty quickly.
The one advantage that Ataraxia does have in this matchup is that he's not stacking anything right now.
Right.
This Doom Orb has to get some stacks on it before it can really start to hurt.
And with
he needs at least 22.
I would expect that Repicas is going to make a gank attempt here. If they're very smart about their ability usage, we'll see Hunter's Mark come out with the stun and then place immediately down the Sunbreaker. After the Sunbreaker goes off, but before the stun wears off, you're going to see the Fear No Evil go off for the 1.25 second fear, which will allow him to get the kill. But it doesn't look like Repicas is going to take that chance. They try to pressure towards the left side. They'll get some creeps into mid, though, for a very small victory here for Titan.
They also burn the Blink from Sylvanas, which is very, very important here. That's going to be down for 80 seconds. So at least they have that in their head. But I don't think we're going to be seeing a Gold Fury or anything like that anytime soon. Right now, it's all about efficiency. And this is like a very, very safe style of play we're seeing here.
I really love the route that Repicas has taken. He is going to be part of all 4 major buff camps, plus a mid-wave within 1 minute and 30 seconds. Cherio could be in some trouble here. Teleport in. They're looking for it, but here comes Q, and it'll be a 4v2, and they choose the better of it, and they'll walk away.
Yeah, they saw Sylvanas, and they said, well, Qin, well, we know what you can do in this team fight. We're just going to kind of go ahead and let this one go.
Medusa in the left lane getting some free experience. Purple buff is picked up by Comfrey, and we're going to get a quick timeout coming out from the upcoming stars. Looks like Frosty has a short disconnect. We'll be right through it.
Yeah. Medusa having 9 stacks over top of the Apollo, which makes sense at this point. I mean, Medusa has the superior clear, especially early on.
On top of the fact that it's Sylvanas versus Ares.
Sylvanas is like the world's best babysitter.
Yeah, and Ares is likely the worst.
Yeah, Ares is like, hey, I'm going out for a pizza, but...
hey, let's go fight these guys right now. Sylvanas is like all about nurture and love and hanging out. True. And Ares is like, let's do awful things. He has a gun in one of his skins. Like,
Soldier of Fortune Ares, bro.
What?
Soldier of Fortune Ares.
This is my rifle.
Yeah.
Left side camp going to blue this time. No contest. Right side going to red. They're going to swap it out.
Yeah, they're not even going to contest. Instead, that's a Sentry Ward, and they're actually able to clean this up from Titan. So that's definitely an advantage going to upcoming stars, at least in the Vision department, as the experience will be split for them.
I'm pretty sure that was a new ward as well, so that should be a 50 gold win for them as well. Oh, going real deep. I think Frosty's pulled here. No, his Bs are going to be good enough. Qin actually gets pulled. Doesn't use the Wrath of Terra. Doesn't take a lot of damage for it, and with Kanye Life's ult burned, that could be a Gold Fury attempt.
We've also missed Ataraxia use his ultimate in the solo lane as well. I'm not sure what happened there, but that's going to be on cooldown. But to see no kills kind of come out of an Ares ultimate already, sub 9 minutes, a little bit shocking.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, Ares, a lot of damage. Pretty Prime with the Soul Stone, the red buff, a lot of damage. But I think it comes down to the fact that Solo has no way to rotate. Ares didn't find the big pull that they needed.
Yeah.
And we really haven't seen a Fear No Evil yet. Repicas has been maybe even uncharacteristically tame this game. Usually very aggressive.
Oof. So fast. So fast. Dodging the abilities here of Sausage. And Sausage now, what is that? 35 stacks? Yeah, he hurts.
Yeah,
at this point in time.
Actually, can we check gold in hand as well? This is going to put us at... Yeah, Kronos is basically a wave away from getting his boots online as well. So that'll be another 65 damage on top of that. He's looking at post 200 damage with those items online, and he should be going back pretty soon.
Well, 1,500 here. Hunbats is going to be able to start up his Jotuns pretty well, which it'll start getting him into the mix, but really, I mean... Hunbats excel so well at 6 to 12 minutes around those mid-harpy fights, but we just haven't really seen him have the ability to use it.
Well, he got that mace online. That'll increase his in-hand damage now by a decent amount with trying to look for that nasty shot. Sausage,
360!
The issue with there, I don't know if Ataraxia hitting that would have mattered. Sausage is most likely going to back after this wave to get his boots.
Yeah, you can just tell. You can kind of tell by the player as well. I mean, he's just shoving it. No one's going to let their mana get that low, especially in the solo lane. Granted, he does have Rewind, but he's not going to burn it for no reason.
Cooldown boots coming out here from Kronos. So only 30 damage, not 65. Won't gain the extra mana, but he will gain 15% cooldown reduction. I expect that he'll be building his own pendant as well.
Well, here comes the blink. The pull is on point. And the Aegis will stop it. Fear No Evil following up. Frosty throws down the circle of protection. He gets stunned out. And the Spirit Ball will just guide into the middle of the lane, as that will be the fight, not resulting in another kill. Titan comes up a little bit short.
It's so weird because normally Titan is weak in the early game, right?
Yeah.
Their rotations are strange at the first couple minutes. Their jungle camps are very slow. It's been the opposite. Their jungle camps were amazing, and where they normally shine, these team fights, they've been missing a lot of abilities they normally wouldn't have.
It's really a testament of upcoming stars just being able to pick and choose the fights. There was no reason why Isis should have left that.
Well, it came down to Kanye missing the second chain. Missing that second chain, they didn't do enough damage, and that's the most interesting to me because you can't ever really fault a player for missing an ability.
No.
Right? Skill shots are usually very difficult, Ares being among the highest in that regard. Plus, you have to remember players are trying to dodge. But Kanye Life is one of the people that just never misses those abilities. And it's so strange to me to see him miss an ability when he was so close in hand to Isis already. Maybe he's nervous in a situation where he should be, or perhaps he's not taking the upcoming stars as seriously as he should be.
Repicas now will just go ahead and clear through the jungle as well, and he will be a part of every major camp at this point.
Again, within a minute and a half.
He's even going to be able to tag this red.
Within a minute and a half of their spawning. Yeah. It's incredible timing. Speaking of timing, mid camps both have respawned and both down already.
Yep. Both got split again. Upcoming stars took the right, Titan took the left, and it's kind of been just a mutual understanding that each team will get their own side, and that's going to be it. And I think that's in part just because the solo laners, well, they can't really rotate, which is why I thought we were going to see the Apollo going into the solo lane just because across the sky.
But it doesn't go that route. And strangely, take a look at this. Ataraxia choosing the Cursed Gauntlet here. Now, this has two trees. It, of course, goes into Devourer's Gauntlets, or Dev's Gloves, as we call them, which is one of the most effective items overall, although you have to stack it. And it will also go into Bloodforge. Decent amount of burst damage right out of the gate. No stacking, but a little bit less stats on it overall.
Do you remember when Bloodforge was considered to be better at the beginning of Season 2? Like, pre-Season 2 meta, everyone was like, oh, well, Dev Gloves are done. I'm going to go Bloodforge.
Didn't last for very long.
No, it was like a day. But I'm saying it did happen,
and
right?
then Heartseeker
like, Mannequin Scepter was a thing.
Hey! And Motivate. Dementor stall.
Stun follows up. There's one chain, two chain hits on Cheerio.
But he backs up too far and actually breaks it overall. Nice play.
Now, Sausage still is just going to be able to sit there, and because of Scourge, he'll be able to heal up off the creeps in this next wave relatively easy, as now they are going to be rotating. And it's really just a battle of wards, and Upcoming Stars is going toe-to-toe with Titan on it.
For me, the whole Upcoming Stars formula comes off the back of Qin for me. He's always been a player that I've watched. He's been a player that has been severely underestimated throughout his entire time in Smite Esports, which is a lot longer than people know. He actually played as a sub when one of the players couldn't make it to the original launch tournament, having a really good showing as well.
Confrey shoved all the way under the tower, getting half health here, and shout out to Dev Gloves here, as he will be able to heal it up.
If they start this, there's no fighting it. There's no way they can get through Sylvanas Medusa safely. Medusa having the best counter initiate in the game right now with Stone.
They're doing it. 2 chains onto Kewin. Third one barely missing.
Lacerate hits.
Oh, the pull follows up. Overhand smash was there. Fear No Evil is even better. Comfrey gets turned into stone. And now Irens is just going to shred through Spirit Ball just off the mark here. As now Pretty Prime will start to push up. Repicaz is going to jump in.
They're getting baited. Circle of Protection was perfect here, but a absolutely flawless stun coming out from Pretty Prime to shut it down. But they're chasing it. Repicaz low, forced to beat. Silence not going to hit. Stun not going to hit and will escape for now. But the Gold Fury will probably be uncontested here. Sausage not even necessary in this fight as he pushes.
Pretty Prime, you are a man for going for that. And now in comes crashing his Comfrey. He's trying to get Comfrey, and now, well, he's able to get one. His teammate goes all the way through. It's Comfrey in a one-on-one versus Cheerio. Cheerio's just trying to get out of there. The disarm was down, and he has no mana, so he knows he can't win that battle versus
Repicaz has got to be frustrated right there because he played that as flawlessly as you could have. He actually gets a huge overhand smash, and Medusa walked away with that with what looks like 5 health. I mean, that was frustrating to even watch. It's always unfortunate to see the player make such a good play and not get rewarded for it. But Irens controlled that fight from the very beginning. The Lacerate to pull combo after missing the root was incredible, and that shows a lot of teamwork. The upcoming stars looks to me like how Titan did in Season 1.
So 2 things that are sticking out to me, especially after that fight when everyone's decided to buy. The CDR boots on Sylvanas. He's going to have his abilities up just a little bit faster, but normally we've been seeing Traveler shoes.
Right, what I like is actually the Demonic Grip that he picks up right afterwards, increasing his damage massively and allowing him to box. Now, normally, we see things like Warlock Sash or Ethereal Staff or something to give him a little bit more tankiness in the early game, but because he's fighting a Hunter, he wants to be able to box him, so he picks the boxing item.
Now, the other item, which is what we touched on, and I don't think we've seen it yet, so if we could hover over, go over Bloodforge for me there, Mr. Cameraman, as Hu Yi will pick it up in the Soul Link.
Yeah, the Bloodforge is really important here because it's going to give him enough damage to keep the boxing out. If he picked Dev's Gloves, he'd be sitting in this lane for another 7 to 8 minutes, putting him in a position where he would be stuck there even more than he's already been. This will allow him to clear safer, more efficiently, and he's not going into the same like auto-attack heavy build that we're going to see from Apollo, meaning things like Witchblade won't be as effective as they would be, especially when you consider what London Conspiracy did in the first game of the last set, where they both built the same way and they both got countered.
Yep. Witchblade, man. It'll hurt you. Pretty Prime throwing
they
down
don't need the Witchblade, actually. They have the Frostbound Hammer already.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they have the Heavy Hammer. It's coming.
It'll be there soon. And then probably a Midgardian Mail.
There's got to be both, right? When you have 2 Hunters, there must be a Frostbound Hammer and Midgardian Mail. In fact, building Midgardian onto multiple people is...
It stacks.
It's great. It's not going to stack, but it will reapply, which is very important. On top of the fact that the Midgardian Mail forces you to choose targets who aren't building it. Otherwise, you put yourself at risk. Attack speed slows are going to be really, really important.
And now we will take a look at Bloodforge here just to see all the stats. And really, the big difference here is that you don't have to stack this one. Gives you 15% lifesteal.
It says stacks on it. You're a liar.
I hate you.
These stacks are built up just by hitting an opponent as opposed to permanent stacks gained by the Dev's Gloves.
You're the worst.
Gotcha.
A couple creeps will be taken out by the tower here as the Sacred Monkey will come out. And 15 minutes and 40 seconds in, we've only seen 2 kills.
Yeah, and it's a split 1-for-1, although Upcoming Stars getting the Gold Fury, putting them in a decent spot.
It gives them the lead, that's for sure.
In fact, let's take a look at the grass here and see just how it's shaping up. The goal difference in their favor, but look at this. Titan's early game was strong enough to keep them relevant throughout. Actually, the mid game keeps them actually in the lead there despite their small difference.
Yeah, the experience, which is huge. Yeah. I mean, you get global experience for the Gold Fury, right?
And they're still behind.
Chronos didn't even have to be there.
Cheerio. 2 chains. Nope, not going to find the third one. And he'll get some healing as well. Oh, nice bomb coming out there from Pretty Prime.
Pretty Prime has to play that so carefully. He knows at any time Sausage could turn around, or Cheerio could turn around and drop it. And now here comes the bomb. Ooh. The stun was there. Spirit Ball hits. Kanye Life comes in, and he's got Q in here. They might have the burst, but Sausage is here, and Kanye Life is going to be in a hard spot as now Ataraxia will be battling. Fear No Evil is going to be here, dropping the Hu Yi ult. The rewind comes out of Kronos. He's now swinging against 4 members of Titan.
He can't pick a target, though. He's completely flabbergasted on who he should have gone for. Their split was perfect. The counter initiates good, though he misses the second chain. Comfrey gonna land from the sky, and Ataraxia finding the bounce for the kill. We're gonna see Irons trying to dive to the tower with no mana as Frosty keeps the peace, but Titan finding 2 for 0, looking at their chance for the tier 1.
Irons does still have ultimate, but he's just gonna let this tier 1 go. He knows 500 gold isn't worth his life at this stage in the game, and now Titan's just going to continue to dominate and push forward. And it looks like they're trying to push on to this tier 2, but I don't know if they have it as Cheerio. He's lingering in the side. Eagles rally.
No,
it's not up.
No, he used it to actually counteract the possible pull potential coming out from Ares. And with that Gold Fury up in 7 seconds, Comfrey's going to hear that scream. He didn't have the timer, but Bay's letting him know that she's ready.
Yeah, she definitely sent a couple text messages, left a voicemail, and now the Gold Fury will be started and will be taken. Kewen's going to move in, but Pretty Prime has the zone, and does a great job from Agni.
Not only does he stun him for long enough, but the actual hit itself stops him from being able to blink over the wall and gain any form of potential steal. With that, Titan finding 2 kills, a Gold Fury, and a tier 1. We're going to go back to the graphs and see it skyrocket right back up.
Yep, it is all about Titan. Look at that experience lead now. Normally after team fights, when one team comes out on top, the experience just always goes in their favor. There's just so much rewarded for a kill, but the one thing that just stuck out to me as well is that Repicos actually deciding, well, I don't really want Magi's Blessing.
Wait.
I want Deathbringer.
Did you just see Ataraxia hit that 3 times?
Of course I did.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he knows that, man.
Oh my god. No, that was... Dude, he hit the right one once and hit the middle one for the second and third hit. That was amazing. Everyone who plays Hou Yi out there, that's what you got to be doing every time you pick him.
It's so hard, though.
Even when it's standing still, it's difficult.
Yeah, it's very,
and
very
he walked up to that and did it in motion.
Yeah.
That's the difference between the pro players and the people trying to get there.
I think he's going to be at X Games next year. Clearing through the buffs, Ataraxia will be there, as now Kanye Life will help out Confrey here as they see people starting up over on the purple buff, although he already was taken.
You know he wants to blink.
Oh, God, yeah. But he's only got level 1 blink. He's got to save that for the good.
Yeah, and Irons, while he does have beads, remember, the Paralyze or the Stone Gaze will actually give him the same amount of CC immunity as well, so they're smart about that. Upcoming Stars fighting for left side. Rights are uncontested as Kanye moves in.
Oh, beautiful blink. That is beautiful. And in comes the Eagles rally. Fear no evils there as well. Kewen getting forced out of this one. Eagles rally's good, but Medusa's on the backside. Still looking for it. The stun's there. He's on Repicos. He's got to hit the autos. Lacerate forward. Jumps into the tower. Repicos lives.
Kewen is probably asking himself how he's alive because you'll notice he chose
Well, let's not get crazy.
All right.
He's like, well, I was alive.
Kewen actually chooses, once he got down to 1% health, to walk back into the fight. He figured that if he's going to get killed, he might as well sacrifice and get off everything he can. They don't focus him. They allow him to walk away. Unfortunately, he chooses the rather incorrect decision of going back into the fight. Titan finding a 2-for-1 there, picking off both the support and the jungler.
It's weird how Titan all of a sudden has remembered how to play around the mid camps. Normally, we see them do that around like 6 and 9 minutes, not 20.
Yeah,
and I really think that's more of a testament to upcoming stars early on. I'm not sure if Titan knew what to expect.
All right, so right there, we're going to have an ethereal staff picked up in full Gandhi by Kronos, meaning the one death he has is going to be a little bit harder now because he went from 0 gained health aside from the Vamp Shroud to 600 out the gate.
Yeah,
that's important.
It's a lot. The best part about the E-Staff pickup, though, is that, ideally he would want to go into a Warlock Sash, right, for the stacking and plus the health and everything else, but it's too late in the game.
Yeah.
He has to rotate. He's not in lane for more than a wave or two.
We actually see another Golden Sash coming out as well on the upcoming stars from Frosty. Now, again, this could be an Ethereal Staff. It could also be the Warlock Sash, or he can go to the third route and pick himself up a Gem of Isolation.
Is that even a viable option on Isis?
Sure. I mean, Wind Gust pierces through targets,
that's true.
Has a lot of space control, and extra slows against this comp would be really big considering they don't have even room for a Heavenly Agility at this point.
Yeah. Well, the Divine Ruin was picked up by Agni, helping out the reduced hailing, especially dealing with Sylvanas. It's a must pick up there, and, well, no one picks up Brawler's Beat Stick anymore.
Yeah.
Rip. Look at Hou Yi. I'm very interested.
Got 2. Not getting either one, though, and a off-the-mark Spirit Ball as well. Kanye is going to get pulled here.
They can't dump that much into him.
but they really didn't take all that much. The issue is that Repicas threw out an ultimate they didn't really need, and the small win that they gained off of forcing so many ults from Kanye is traded back. 2 for 2 ultimate usage.
Yep. But that's a Wrath of Terra and Eagles rally down.
That's true.
Is the one thing.
But
I mean, Fear No Evil is pretty much on the same exact level, even though at this stage in the game, everyone already has beads, and they're all up right now. Literally every single beads is up. The key is going to be going and getting the beads of Medusa, because that's beads 1.
Oh, Prime not going to find it there. Tries to dash in and get the stun, but is just not quick enough on the draw. Iren's able to get back, and it looks like Titan is going to choose the same thing as they back off against this aggression. We got about 30 seconds or 20 seconds here until Gold Fury's up. Expect that to be your next big point of contention.
Yep. And now all the buffs are up, right? All the buffs are getting ready to come up, so Titan going to make sure everyone acquires the buff they deserve, and left Harpies will be falling down. And on the right side there, we haven't really checked in on the solo laners at all. Yeah, because it's really just been a slap fight.
It's been very quiet. It's almost like it's very similar to a Hunter battle. You know, Kronos versus a Hunter, on top of the fact that the junglers haven't been present and there's no support there to really benefit either one. So it's been, again, very, very quiet. Both of them got to get ready to rotate, though. We do see the Sprint 3 plus the beads coming out. We generally don't need to see Sprint come out on Kronos, considering Accelerate allows him to have that inherent active. So it could be Heavenly Agility. It could be Shell. It could be Aegis, or even Combat Blink.
Combat Blink might be the ticket. I don't know if I've ever seen a Kronos pick up Shell, even though the item is so good.
I mean, why not, though?
Yeah.
He's got a lot of health right now. Mitigating that health gain would be very important. Remember, health gain on Kronos is very important because the first part of his passive, that one activation from the Accelerate, would actually give him 1.5 health per second, which is a really big deal when you're stacking things like Bam Shroud health on top of the Ethereal Staff.
Yeah. Well, the one thing Titan does have going for them is if they force a fight, they can just sit there and allow Comfrey to shove this lane over and over again and force Medusa to come into the lane, and then he can rotate into the team fights, right? That's Apollo 101. Stun hits, don't have the follow-up. Sacred Monkey does hit, but he chooses not to go in on it.
Which is probably
a smart decision.
Very good idea.
As Cheerio rotates.
Yeah.
It would have been one dead monkey.
He would have, he at very least would have been forcing his ultimate and jumping away.
Yeah, which is not what he wants to have happen here, especially at 24 minutes.
So grouping here on the left side. Gold Fury coming back up. Did the chains hit? No.
Just off the mark. Repicas is going to at least slap him around a bit. Disarm just off the mark there from Kanye Life. Actually, no, it did hit him. As now the wards go down, and Kanye Life will gladly clear that one up.
They do have sentries in the inventory, though. You can see Qin and Irens and Cherio all have one as opposed to Ataraxia and Comfrey, meaning it should belong in the end to upcoming stars if they take the exchange each evenly.
Yeah. Kanye Life's really just trying to find a pick at this point. And he sees Cheerio and the chains are just off.
No.
And the blink. You hate to see it happen. Gold Fury being toyed with here by upcoming stars as you will see Cheerio sprint into the mid lane.
Oh, Frosty did not blow that up soon enough, and Ataraxia escapes not with a good dodge, but with the luck of the draw.
Ataraxia will clear it up, and now the Gold Fury still hasn't been started up, but it is all about this dance. This is the dance of life at this point.
All the while, left side, Irens continuously trying to farm here. All Hunter and Hunter-enabled characters are level 20 at this point. Ataraxia tanking this up here and cleanly. Praise it to Pretty Prime, though, which a small mistake sending a few hundred damage his way.
And now Qin he's lingering. They have to make sure to keep him in combat.
They can't. They already have the space control.
That's 5 people, yeah.
Shot coming out. Only the stun hitting Cheerio. They do get some extra damage off. But unfortunately, not enough to really deter him. And with the Sylvanas healing, which is coming out now, they shouldn't be too deterred.
Yeah, they should be all right. Mid Harpy's up, and Titan jumps on those. Cheerio does have the mark on his head, which is going to give them vision, which is really, really important here. And Cheerio is going to force them all the way out. Disarm goes down. Upcoming Stars destroys the Gold Fury instantly. And now, just like that, they're back in this.
Apollo's up in the air here. He tried to force like a split push scenario, but he doesn't quite bait them long enough. Kanye blinks in.
Oh, God, he's doing it.
Decent damage from Confrey. Qin taking a lot of damage. Eagles Rally not going to find a stun as Ataraxia takes to the sky himself. We're going to have a circle of protection here. Sylvanas healing.
That's beautiful.
That's
here it comes. Look
perfect.
at that. Fear no evil in the middle of all. Kanye Life gets one. Ataraxia gets another. Make that a double. He's still going forward. Frosty trying to use Wing Gust. Not happening. There's a triple. Looking for the quadra. As now Kanye Life will be able to clear up.
Boom.
That was a thing of beauty.
There is no better feeling than seeing 5 people burn their beads and ultimates. All it comes down to is Repikas goes, wait a second.
Yeah.
Fear no evil. Why are they backing?
Yeah, they probably have win potential.
Oh.
Well, that's actually probably... No. They definitely don't. Look how strong that Titan's going to be.
Okay.
There is 2 towers up.
I'm
All
like,
right, relax.
Wait a second here.
You looked at the timer and you go, oh, okay, yeah, they've at least gotten all Tier 1 towers.
Nope, not a single one aside from the one they just took there. But still, Titan finds not only a Deicide, but the mid-tier 2, the mid-Phoenix, the Fire Giant, and the entire right side jungle as it's getting cleaned up. Let's look at the Golden Hand.
Oh, you don't want to do it.
Wait, can we take a look at Pretty Pump's build here?
Yeah.
Does he has a lost artifact, boys and girls.
That's a Hoote.
Bad news right now. For the
bad news
stars.
is an understatement here. We're seeing another person, another hunter, if you will, rush this Deathbringer before the Rage.
Yep.
And that's right away. So this is definitely one of the more interesting builds.
Deathbringer versus Rage. Rage generally will be a better pickup if the first hit doesn't crit.
Yeah.
But when you have enough gold to buy your full crit item plus a short sword, it is always better to go Deathbringer because the 30% Deathbringer is better than the 40% Rage.
You're so smart.
Thank you.
Sprint 3 online here. Titan's Bane finished up here for Repikas. Some Hun bats, that you see in North America, they like the Magi's Blessings, or sometimes you might see a Shifter Shield. Shout out to Season 1, right? But not this guy. This guy goes Jotuns, Deathbringer, Titans. He has one thing on his agenda. Kill.
What I would like to see, actually, if they keep the game for as long as possible, the next item for me has got to be Void Shield. Increasing penetration and damage for Ataraxia and Comfrey at this stage of the game is paramount. But for right now, the Titan's Bane is the best pick because it actually increases his damage to structures. And given the fact that they're still sieging the base, they need to do the maximum amount of damage. Also, I think he's DCing.
Yep. He'll be all right. That's just how it goes. Comfrey, he lives that life. He plays on a 56K modem.
I hope that's not true. Although I can see
no
it.
No one. You can't play online games at 56K.
Of all people, though, I could see Comfrey doing it.
Oh, for sure.
It's like, I didn't know you could. I didn't see the difference.
Oh, yeah. That's what he gets for having good hair.
They all have good hair.
They really do.
Titan pressuring down the left side, except, of course, as we switch our view to the right side, where we actually see a split push coming out from the character that does it the best.
Yep. Comfrey now will just continuously push this lane, as now he will be in a 1v1.
Yes, Cherio trying to stop this. He has the disarm, he has the block stacks, but he's level 18 versus a very fed Apollo.
Yeah. And
he's dashing away?
Dash into him.
Yeah,
Sausage gets stunned. There is the Magi's up here on Qin, which they do have to worry about, which is going to shut down Ares just kind of blinking in, because worst case scenario, you grab the support, you kill the support, you dump everything into him, and then you reinitiate again.
All right, they're trying to burn their way in here again. For some reason, they had to fight. The fire minions were such a great deterrent. Not using the Medusa ult perfectly, doesn't get the stun or the slow, and with that QN taking too much of his health, Fire Giant, or rather, I'm sorry, the Phoenix taking a lot of damage. Double Hunter's too strong.
Yeah, Ataraxia now just chasing him down. Rewind forced out. Do they want the
Chronos?
Spot. He's right in the middle of all of them, and down he goes. That's two members down. Not done yet. A perfect stun here. Frosty will be taken out here in just a second as the mark is on his head. They do have to chase him, and Comfrey will clean that one up. And, this has been such a pleasure to watch.
That was the poster play right there for the lack of Aegis in Season 2. It makes you a sitting duck in a very mobile meta. We're going to find Repi getting another kill there. One remains, but unfortunately not enough defense not to fight the Titan. See you later.
That was probably one of my favorite games I've seen so far.
Yeah.
You're talking about a team who comes into this season, they make their changes. I'm not even hitting on that. But everyone's like, there's only one way to play this game right now. This is it. And they just completely change everything.
Right.
From
right
builds
side,
to
The right side start with Agni doing back camp to speed camp so fast. And then one thing we never touch on, and this might be an order side only start, because remember, the red side has 5 extra steps to get to the mid lane from the red buff. It's a very important part.
That's a very good point.
Despite the fact that their early game was so strong and their rotations were so great, First Blood still went the way of upcoming stars.
Yeah, Cheerio with your first blood of the game here. It came in around 12 minutes, and you will see he puts himself in a great spot, and Bologna, very, very good. The beads forced out, Eagles rallies there, and he gets the stacks on the bludgeon, and when you bring that hammer down and you get a full charge, it hurts.
Unfortunately, though, that was actually his only kill of the game. Bologna wasn't as effective as it should have been against the Double Hunter. He built the Frostband Hammer, but didn't stick with it long enough. The rotations just weren't as strong, and when it came down to it, it was Repikas who got those amazing Fear No Evils that really spelt the game.
I'm expecting this jungle camp to look pretty much 50-50. Especially around the mid Harpies as we go ahead and bring it up here. But, 63 to 37. At the beginning, I mean, it was really, okay, you take left, I take right. And then right after that initial fight, it just turned into Titan doing what they do best. But they did lose the Gold Fury battle. They did.
A lot of what you see Titan controlling came from the end game when they were able to just get into the jungle and steal away the speed camp and the blue camp. But you look at the mid camps, and that's where things started to get a little bit better for them. The 19 out of 30 is very, very important. But Titan, I mean, when it came down to it, they weren't in complete control of the game. Upcoming Stars won the majority of the Gold Fury fights, but it was that last deicide that really spelt things in the mid lane.
Upcoming Stars did have one of the best Gold Fury steals, though, as well. Like, Titan went ahead, and they were like, oh, I'll get these mid Harpies. And they're like,
wasn't even a steal. That belonged to this. Just take this real quick.
Yeah. Do we want to go for mid Harpies or Gold Fury? Yeah, Gold Fury is a little more important.
But when it comes down to it, Ataraxia from the solo lane, looking real strong with that build. That build was cute.
Yeah. Ataraxia, he went 5-0-5. We wondered how long it would take him to kind of rotate into these team fights, but it may have taken him a little bit longer, but his positioning, as we know from Ataraxia throughout, the history of Smite, positioning is flawless.
It's funny that his slash line reads SOS when he literally needed no help all game. Nobody ganked his lane, he handled his own deals, and he controlled it perfectly. I mean, this is why we've always looked to the captain of this team, Ataraxia, to be as powerful as he is. And, a lot of people wonder about the switch even still. They publicly said that Comfrey wasn't feeling the solo lane anymore. Yeah. And Ataraxia is like, I will learn this role. I want to keep you on the team. He did the captain's job. And there's no better captain to have that takes the switch and then still winds up player of the game.
That's nuts. That's a whole different level of friendship. If that was me on the team, go on, bud.
Ghost Diami, no more.
I'm sorry, man.
I'm the Slayer now.
Yeah, out of here. Oh, man, that's crazy, though. All right, so the Double Hunter, right?
Right.
We talked about how Bologna, she didn't really play up to the potential of it. We know Titan's going to run a Double Hunter. How does the Bologna have to play if they can draft it?
For me, it's not about the team fight as much as it is getting him farmed. If he had a little bit more experience, it's possible that he would have been a bigger force. But I think it was less about, maybe it wasn't even Bologna didn't do as much as she needed to, as much as that one team fight was just disastrous for US when they were just like, hey, I can hit all 5 people with this Fear No Evil here and win the game.
Yep, very tough.
They're not out.